Tonight on Life and Times. A wide swath of Griffith Park was destroyed by fire. How do they even begin to restore it?
It is important that we take the right steps and take it as an opportunity.
It's not as simple as just going in and dropping seeds or planting seedlings. We really need to bring in the best science and the best urban forestry, and we have it.
"800 acres of Griffith Park is now black, charred, burned to the ground. But already park planners are talking about recovery, helping nature come back. But how long will that take? And what does it mean for the Griffith Park master plan? Anna Cuevas has our story.
These were the images broadcast all over Southern California. Fire raging through the middle of the largest urban park in the nation. Flames coming dangerously close to the newly restored observatory. And threatening homes in the Los Feliz neighborhood. Within 2 days, the Griffith Park blaze was out. No structures were lost, but more than 800 acres were charred, almost a fifth of the park. This is what's left behind.
The landscape looks like my image of what the moon might look at sometimes, and all my memories of the park over the years, all the patrols that I've been in, all the off-duty hikes, all the events in the park.
For the past 30 years, Chief Ranger Albert Torres has patrolled these trails.
Well, there's one that I saw. See that one right there? See the smoldering over there? That's one.
He helped put out the few remaining hotspots in the area. Along with his memories of what was lost is a reassuring view of what will come.
What we see is barren trees, fallen trees. We see the ash on areas that were pristine. This is something I won't belabor over. I've seen these areas recover, and it's going to be nice to see that recovery.
This is the park's third fire since it was founded in 1896. The land was donated to the city by a Welsh mining tycoon, Colonel Griffith J. Griffith. The first and deadliest blaze happened in 1933. Only 50 acres burned, but 29 men lost their lives. 30 years later, in 1961, more than 800 acres were lost. Today, the city is larger. Thousands more people use the park each year, and more homes surround it. All this will put pressure on restoring what's been lost quickly. Just days after the fire, Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger visited the park.
And I will work with the city officials, with the city of Los Angeles and the people of Los Angeles to find resources from our recently passed bonds and other sources to prevent flooding, revegetate the hillside, and restore this great nursery.
The initial amount for restoration, $50 million. Joining the governor was LA City Councilman Tom LaBonge. Griffith Park is in his district.
In the subsequent days that I've been up and around the park to check out what is going to be done, I see there's an opportunity here, hopefully to do the right thing for future lovers of this park.
Native species they're adapted to the climate and the soil.
Laurie Kaufman is with the nonprofit group TreePeople. The organization has worked with the state to restore areas hit by wildfires.
It's not as simple as just going in and dropping seeds or planting seedlings. We really need to bring in the best science and the best urban forestry, and we have it.
First, they must assess what potential lies in the black ground. There is often more than meets the eye. It'll be similar to what these forest rangers did right after the 2003 fire in the San Bernardino Mountains.
All of this stuff is going to get picked up in
the
the fall and
seeds,
start
the millions of tree seeds and shrub seeds and grass seeds that are lying dormant in the soil, some of them may have just gotten cooked beyond germination. So we need to determine where those areas are and then go in and give nature a hand.
She also says Griffith Park contains a mix of native and non-native plants. This fire, she says, offers a valuable blank slate.
Some of those species were brought in by agencies, by government agencies, by city workers that were part of the park plan many years ago that included non-native species. And now we have an opportunity to say, well, what's the right tree or the right shrub in the right place?
Eventually, nature will take over. Pretty soon, plants will start sprouting, and in about 3 to 4 years, the entire burned area will be covered again. However, the question becomes what to do about erosion in the meantime. With no roots to hold back the soil, there are fears that mudslides could become a serious problem. Landslides are a potential threat to the homes just below the park, so there's an immediate need to stabilize the hillsides.
It is important that we take the right steps and take it as an opportunity. I don't want to rush. I want to do the right things, but I want to make sure we're prepared too. Because on the other side of the coin too, if we don't do anything and we, let's say, get an El Nino and it rains, all this soil here will be rushing down Vermont and Hillhurst.
And in the parts of the park that are adjacent to the LA River, that soil could get into the river, and then you have water quality issues. So it's safety, it's for those homeowners, and it's also safety for our public health in the waterways.
The rains are about 6 months away. One concern is that planting season is almost over, so new seedlings may not survive the hot summer months.
So we may need to go in with sandbags now instead of when the first rains come in. So there's a lot of things we're looking at. Water control, water quality, water pollution, and of course the impact on the local residents, as well as residents region-wide who come and use the park.
And hikers along the trails are also facing various safety issues.
Before the fire, if you were walking on these trails and you slipped, well, you could grab onto a branch. Now there's no branch. You go straight down in the canyon. We need to make the trails safe because taking away all the brush, there's no place to grab onto if you slip. And they did give a little bit of a guidance, a gauntlet, if you will, when you'd hike hogback or down through the bird sanctuary.
One of the concerns is rocks and unstable rocks in areas that are nearby, because what happened was that the heat of the fire expanded the rocks and got them loose and are falling. So we think about that. And the other concern is trees. There are many trees that are weakened that are still standing. The large branches will fall.
The best thing that hikers can do?
Do not hike in these areas. Stay on the trail. Let the area recover with time.
Kaufman says people are already calling, wanting to know what they can do to help.
We have a lot of volunteers and neighbors and community members who want to step in, and so we're just saying, hold on, we have to determine and decide the best course of action.
In the meantime, TreePeople has posted a section on its website where volunteers can sign up.
We strongly suggest that folks wait to speak or hear from Recreation and Parks to see what and how they want folks to proceed. That soil is very tender, it's very vulnerable, and the last thing we should be doing is going in and stepping on that soil.
So far, there are no specific plans for long-term restoration. Some temporary options include placing bales of hay on the hillsides and installing fencing. For now, officials will continue to study the best way to help the park heal. They'll have to decide whether it's better to intervene to speed things along or simply wait for nature to take its course. I'm Ana Cuevas for Life and Times.